Go ahead, superstar.
Is this the intro? Is this what you want?
I don't do intros.
Is this what you want?
No. I don't want to come off as a narcissist. I don't do
Go ahead, superstar. Somebody wants an intro, don't they?
Can you not be a superstar? What? Are you not a superstar?
Sarcasm. I heard it in your tone. Please don't try that with me.
The comments say you're the next big thing in the Chelsea community, or whatever that means.
Why can't you just be happy for your friend? Why does it sound so spiteful? It sounds so bitter.
No, don't.
Is this main character syndrome again? Is this what's coming again?
No, we're not doing that. We're not making those narratives.
Roll the intro.
Yeah, you're a narrative.
Are you done?
You're a narrative.
Are we done?
We're done. Let's go. I'm really where you are, Captain.
I ain't no say the ice but look well. Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for the aftermath, okay? The hangover to the Club World Cup final and to just have a discussion on Chelsea after having our great success and becoming world champions. And as elated and as ecstatic as I am, we have to move on. We have to keep it moving swiftly right now because the season continues. Man City open up a 16-point lead on our backsides, okay? And the top four race just continues to get scrappy. We're in no man's land in this weird environment of what do we do next? And I'm here to tell you what we should potentially do next in the medium term future. But listen, like I said, we've still got competitions to play for. It's not like the Champs, not like the Prem, where you have that whole summer to rest, recuperate, and reflect. We don't have that time. We have literally a game on next Saturday. So we get back to business. And for me, people, I'm seeing some reports. Matt Law, The Telegraph, Tuchel will be back in the summer. We're seeing that they were very impressed with how he handled Lukaku over January. We're seeing that very impressed with the fact that he didn't demand unnecessary, quick, short-term, hesitant rushed signings in January due to cases and injuries and whatnot. Okay, cool. You're happy with Tuchel. You're happy. We get it. You're happy with the way he's acted, the way he holds himself, the way that he works with you and the board. Reward the man then, because he's reached every cup final possible at Chelsea so far. Every single cup final he could possibly get to, he's got to. The only defeat coming in the FA Cup final. Yes, we're way off the pace in the league, as we have been for years. That clearly shows that we're going to have to actually plan, strategize, and build to compete with Man City in the league. Clearly. All right? How are we going to do that? The transfer window, the summer. We didn't make any moves in January, so I'm sure you're all at home sitting and anticipating some sort of movement in the summer. Apparently, he's going to get backed with a war chest. It's all planning. It's all monitoring, it's all speculating, it's all researching, approaching. We don't want to hear it no more, all right? We don't care. Actions speak louder than words. And for me personally, I'm going to go through in this video who I think needs to leave. I'm going to keep it so cut, dry. I'm not even going to bounce around the issue. Yes, we're not at the end of the season yet, and potentially this may change at the end of the season. But today, right now, this is who I want out, and these are the potential players I want coming in, okay? And these are the areas we need to sort out in the summer. If we can get it all done, it would be brilliant, but we need to get most of that done. Now, the goalkeeping situation is very clear. Mendy's number one. He played yesterday, Club World Cup final. He started. Kepa on the bench. Kepa's been in good form, but we built Kepa up to this point for one reason and one reason only, and that was to sell him. He is on so much money as a goalkeeper, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. He was the record goalkeeper transfer, and that is not good for a secondary. He should not be earning more than our first choice. I've said it many times before. If you are appointed to be a CEO and you're brilliant at flipping the burgers in McDonald's, that doesn't mean that you've achieved your goal. You were hired to be a CEO. Just because you're great at flipping the burgers now doesn't mean you can stay, okay? You're still fired, as Lord Sugar would say. That series on BBC One is not bad. I don't mean to plug. But anyway, so he's got to go, okay? He's got to go. And it's not a bad thing. It's actually for you and your own career too. Go and be a first choice. Go and compete for the Spain position. Go and play week in, week out. You're actually too good to be a second choice. And we need to get the money off the books in terms of the wages. Get a cheaper second choice goalkeeper. So that's something that I expect to get done in the summer. We've seen rumours and reports of it. We move to left back. Marcus Alonso. He's a man that I don't really particularly like. for his footballing ability and for what he's done in the past. Yeah, we're not going to speak about that. But
what he did in Spain a couple years ago.
The main point is, you just love this so much. The main point is that you're not good enough. For me personally, we saw it again Saturday in the final. He doesn't start. Why does he not start? Because as we spoke about in the preview, against Palmeiras, in transition, on counters, on that left-hand side, we were going to get unstuck with Ronnie. He was going to run him rampant, okay? And we didn't want to see none of that. So, of course, therefore, we play Hudson-Odoi at left wing-back. And that, for me, already shows that we should be looking to move this man on. I've seen him say that he'd like to maybe finish his contract. He expires in 2023, so we're almost there. And he's on a lot of money after signing that big 5-year deal under Sarri, the best left back in Europe. For me, we need to cut our ties and get rid of him. It's long overdue, and we need to bring in a more pacey, well-rounded fullback. Cucurella is someone at Brighton that people have been talking about quite a lot. I've seen him a little bit recently, obviously going to some of the games last month. Good player, but again, until we get rid of Alonso, we're not going to be able to bring in any left-back target, and we've got so many left-backs. I've told you about the 7 or 8 of them if Emerson was to come back, the Babaramans, the Kennedys, the Costellos, all of them. Ian Matson, another option. But again, Chilwell, we don't know the condition he's coming back in. Get someone who is ready to start games. Moving into centre-back, of course, we know the contract situations, right? Rudiger, Christensen. Now, we pray to the mighty Lord or whoever you worship that he does sign. We need Rudiger to sign. He's brilliant this season, brilliant this calendar year. The guy is absolutely integral to Tuchel, German to German. It is very important that we keep this man. Christensen, I'd like to keep too, but if he does end up going to Barcelona, it's whatever. We've already accepted that this could happen. Maybe they'll both stay. But if one does go, Jules Koundé is the one that's been linked. We speak about it every, seasonally almost with Julian Laurens, me and Saj do. We speak about it, how he's performing in Sevilla. Good ball playing centre-back, got a good leap on him. He seems to be Chelsea's first choice target, good and comfortable in a 3. I think he probably would be better in a back 3 in the Premier League, but also played in a 2 at Sevilla. Top target, wants to join the club desperately, right? Desperately wants to join the club. Really was waiting at the airport in the summer to join the club. Didn't come through. He's not happy with the sporting director. It is what it is. And he's apparently waiting with bags packed, toothbrush, do you know what I'm saying? Deodorant, whether it's going to hit the milliliters to get through security, who knows, but he's ready to come. That you get the point, all right? He's ready to join. He wants to be here, and we want players that want to be here. The final destination, as they say. So he's obviously someone that we need to, wrap up. And he shares the agent of another player I'm going to mention later. So a little duo deal wouldn't be too bad, would it now? Right back, Reece James will be coming back. Azpilicueta could be leaving. So that right back situation, again, is an issue just in terms of depth. Now, if Livramento 2023, he's kind of the buyback option is there, people. That's who I would like to have. Can play both sides. Gives you cover for both Chilwell and James. But we fumbled the bag there. So Tariq Lamptey probably wouldn't want to be that second choice again. Fumbled the bag. So we're going to, for me, go between a 3 and a 4 next season in terms of the back line. We've seen it in recent weeks. Sometimes we play a back 4, sometimes we play a back 3. So I do think there's options for others to get involved here. But we need to get that situation sorted out. Now in midfield, Kante and Jorginho are running out of contract in 2023. Next season, they're both expiring. What do we do? What do you do at home? Do you give them a new contract? Let me know in the comments, or do you just let them go? For me personally, I think we need to be very careful here not to make a common mistake that we usually make, which is we understand their importance now, but we fail to plan for the future. What I always say about Liverpool, they sign Diaz because they know Mane's declining. They sign Konate because they know Matip is injury prone. They sign players before they need them. So not only do they get a bit of a cut price before they explode, but also they cover themselves. So you just turn to yourself, and me and Saj said it before on the Premier League transfer show that we did. You don't perform, your competition's sitting there on the bench ready to go. And that's what we need to be doing with these two individuals. I've said it like a year ago that we need to get ready to replace Jorginho and Kante, and we still have not done it. Declan Rice, Tchouaméni, Basuma. Those 3 players, for me, I would take any one of them 3 or 2 of them 3 to replace those 2. Press resistant, good on the ball. They bring a multitude of attributes to the team. Basuma, box to box. Tchouaméni can play the sitter, but can also do the box to box. Rice the same. Rice sat last season for Souček. This season he's become more box to box, getting amongst the goals. Souček is sitting.
Can I suggest something?
Yes, sir.
Gianluca Scamacca from Soluso.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Very good ball progression in central attacking midfield.
Oh no, we need a DM. We need a DM.
Oh, you want a DM?
Oh, we need a DM.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, it sounds like a good suggestion. But we need a DM. Let me make that very clear. For the balance of this team, we need a DM. We've only got one, and that is Jorginho. We saw it many a time that we have to play with Kante and Kova. Both of them don't really sit. Saul has been really just not good enough. He's not going to stay. We need a sitter. We've got plenty of players that go box to box. Kovar, Mason Mount will funnel back into that midfield in a 3. Gallagher, Sure, many could do that role if he was to sign, but we do need that 6. And for me, those 3 options, someone that can sit a pivot or in a 3, that is the option there. And obviously, Declan Rice got a lot of pivot experience, not as a sitting midfielder. Sure, many is probably right now maybe the guy that you would say is sitting more often for Monaco in terms of build-up play. But one thing I want to say, because it's very tribal with this situation, I will take both. It's not versus. I'll take either. Whoever's cheaper. Both players are immensely talented, performing at a high level, showing leadership skills in their squad, high levels of responsibility to take their teams to wherever they're trying to get to, West Ham and Monaco. And if you believe in Tuchel the way I do, then you know that any parts of their game that you think are not quite up to scratch with what they've shown you in terms of their ability so far, Tuchel will be able to rough around the edges for the final 10% and coach them and improve them. Someone says, Declan Rice in a possession-based system, how is he going to look? Well, we can't judge him until we put him in one. West Ham are not a possession-based team. His job is not to sit in front of the back four like a Fernandinho or Rodri, pick up the ball and, dictate play. That's not his job. They're very direct. They try to go to Antonio as quickly as they can. They play a different style of football. Pep likes Rice. Tuchel is his first choice target. Petr Cech likes Germany. I trust these targets. I like these targets. I'll take any of them 3, hopefully 2 of them. Will it happen in one window? Absolutely not, probably. But one of them is paramount. Was you going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay, no problem. So moving through the field again. So that's the midfield, and if we do decide to cash in on Jorginho with 1 year left, I would understand that. Kante, do we renew? For me, his influence will start to dip in the next couple years. He is getting more injury prone. Maybe you offer him a 1 year deal, but for me personally, you shouldn't be going and giving Kante a 2-3 year deal. I know it's emotional for a lot of people to hear that, and I love both players, Jorginho and Kante, but this is coming from a level-headed perspective. If you want to keep Gilmour, Gallagher, Mason obviously is going to be here, but if you want to keep these young talents and you want to sign young players and even players like Bellingham, not saying it's going to happen, but there's a lot of young midfielders coming up on the market that are just blitzing it at the moment. You want to be involved in getting these players or signing these players. Even Ampadu's having a good loan in Italy. Then you need to get rid of the older players that you're not going to be relying upon them for the next 2-3 years. So you've got to learn to let go people. Don't just hand out contracts because you're feeling emotional. Not that you have the power to do so, but you get what I mean. And finally, in the forward line, the most annoying part of the pitch this season, I'm already stating names, right? Timo Werner, Lukaku, if his form doesn't pick up, and potentially you could even see Christian Pulisic as well. And that's just based on rumours. Now, I've got patience and time for Christian Pulisic. He's a young player. He's got potential. I can see what he brings to the team. He was brilliant coming off the bench there against Palmeiras. Just needs to sort out the injury issues. I still have patience, so I wouldn't put him on the list. For me, it would be more the counter-attacking strikers in Lukaku and Timo Werner that are playing in a possession-based system. Now, Lukaku, of course, it's got stuff to do with off the pitch. I just don't like what's happened. And personally, I don't think the intangibles are still there from the leadership point of view, the influence that he had before that interview, and obviously the performances haven't been great. So if they don't improve, I'd throw him in with Timo Werner, and those are the 2 forwards I would personally get rid of in the summer and look to cash in on. Timo Werner would command, obviously, interest and money from the Bundesliga. Lukaku, it would probably have to be some sort of swap deal or God knows what. Maybe Atletico Madrid would be interested. Maybe swap deal with Felix, who knows. But those 2 forwards for me are the ones that kind of we have to adjust the most to in terms of style of play. They're the forwards that for me right now look the most limited in terms of we have to service them a particular type of way. And I personally prefer forwards that are a little bit more interchangeable. Their technical ability is a lot more assured. The first touch, the dribbling, 1v1, things like that are much more calculated and assured. Like Diaz, like Jota, all these guys at Liverpool have been signed. It looks just a lot better from an eye test standpoint. And Brozier, I want to make room for him. And I think the only way that we really realistically do get Brozier back in this team and not sold to a Newcastle or Southampton is to actually make him one of the paramount figures in our squad along with Kai Havertz up top. I think if Lukaku's here, I do believe that Brozier will probably go for first team football. I don't think they'll both exist in the same team. That's just from a realistic standpoint. Yes.
Very quickly, suggestion, Darwin Núñez from Benfica. Good player. Can play on the wing, can play up front. Very solid guy. I'm playing the two, very good.
Okay. In terms of players that I like, of course, I like Bowen at West Ham. I was watching the watch along today again. You know, he's been doing very well this season, kind of going under the radar. He's not a massive name, and by the way, he's not realistic either because West Ham already are going to charge us a ridiculous amount. But that's the type of player I do like. He seems like a good finisher, something a bit different to add to the team. Obviously, we have some creators in Ziyech that are starting to play a little bit better, but we need that finishing touch, and Bowen seems to do that well. And I do like Nkunku as well. At RB Leipzig, a good player as well, seems to play in a multitude of different positions. Another option, obviously, people will talk about Anthony, Rafinha, all these guys. You know, there's loads of options out there. Attack, I'm going to be a bit more careful with my words. We'll see. I'm not quite sure exactly who we should definitely go and get. I've got a bit of PTSD, but that's all I've got to say for this video. Those are the areas we need to sort out. And of course, the beloved scouting team. We need to take a look at them. Smash up the icons. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you, man, in a bit. Peace.